Hey, how are you guys doing? So today I'm going to be showing you how to create this effect, and we're going to be using uh, track mattes. Here I'm going to be diving into this tutorial to show you exactly how to create this. It's very simple. uh, you're not going to need any external footage from anywhere. We're going to create everything within After Effects. All right. So what we're going to do now, let's open up, let's begin with a new composition. That's Control N on your keyboard. You can just call it composition 2. For this case, I'm going to set the aspect ratio to 1000 by 1000 because I'll also put this over on my Instagram, right? So, but if you want to get the same filmic look, just leave it as 1920 by 1080 here. So then I can set the back, I can leave the background at white, that's all right. And then everything is just perfect, and then I click OK. Don't worry if my interface is not the same as yours. It's about the aspect ratio. If you want a triangular aspect ratio, it's perfectly fine. All you have to do is just set the aspect ratio to 1920 by 1080. We're now going to add first we're going to add a solid to it. Again, my aspect ratio of my solid is going to be the same. Nothing much is going to change. And let me make it this color. Okay, click correct. I'm going to add a shape layer, but if you're going to add the shape layer, make sure that nothing in your timeline is selected, because if then you come to the shape layer, it will be masking over it. So make sure you deselect everything and then click on the shape layer here, and then fill in the color you want. I'm going to be using white again for this tutorial, and then just come and add your layer here. All right, just come and drag and make your first where you want your first word to be. So I can come over here and then I move the shape layer to where I want it. All right, I'm going to leave it like this. Okay. Now the next part I'm going to do is I'm going to write in what I want. I text tool here, and then I type in my first word. Let's say strive. And then after this, just click here or turn off the caps lock so that it refreshes, and then move the word into the shape layer. Now make sure that the shape layer and the words fit perfectly. So you can select the shape layer and then you move it around so that it fits perfectly. Okay, so this is our first word we're going to be working with. While our shape layer selected, we go over here and then we can use alpha matte, or we can use inverted alpha matte like this, or luma, whatever you want. Okay, you can use whichever one you want, but I want to use this one for the purpose of this video. Next part, we're going to add a position parameter to our animation. So the thing we're going to do is we're going to move the playhead just in like a very short time, and then we hit P on our keyboard while selected on the position layer. Let's put the position here like that, so that it's kind of in the center. We can now put this up here like this. Now what you're going to do is we are now going to add a keyframe at this position, just adding a keyframe, and then we move it just a very small distance up above, and then we bring it down to reveal the text. Our first animation will be like this. Select all the keyframes, right click, and then go to keyframe assistant, and then easy ease, making sure that none of the keys is selected. Here this is selected, so it will be adding a mask instead. Now we'll add the shape layer. We click there. Our shape layer is going to be vertical like this. Move the shape layer in position where the fall will begin. Now we're going to go to the horizontal tool and then just click to reveal the more options. Vertical click. Now click inside this shape layer and then type 4. You can still adjust it. Just come here, turn off your caps lock and then move it in position. Then select this shape layer and just position it. You can also move it down like that. Go back here and alpha mat. We're going to add a position parameter to this. Now this text comes like, for example, this. Now we want at that point, for example, here, okay, so that this can then begin coming in. So let's now add a position keyframe to this point. So at this point we want to add a position keyframe. Let's assume, let's try the top and see. So it will come from the top like that, and then next we want to move it here and we add another keyframe. All right, so the keyframe is just by moving it down in position, back like this. Select all of them, keyframe assistant, easy. But deselecting all the layers, just click on the rectangular tool, and now here we may decide maybe to use rulers. Okay, so because if in case you want to know really how much like how you want your word to be positioned, you can come over here and use rulers. Let's turn the rulers off first, and the grid as well, the guide, and then we put our position. We've selected our shape layer, the rectangular tool, and now just click and drag to make a big shape. Click on the shape layer and reposition it. We can now come here and we type in the letter we want. So we come here and we want it to be horizontal this time. So again, click, left click, and then horizontal. Just type in Y. Now move it in position. Come over here again, your track mat. Next thing, we're going to be adding the position keyframe to it. Again, this animation comes like this, then like that. Then here is where we need to add this keyframe. Add the position keyframe there, and we put the keyframe off on this side. We then move it to like just one frame and then put it back. Easy is that by just clicking there, assistant, and then easy is. It will be very helpful for you in terms of working with mats. You can add them to not only solids, but you can add them to a various number of things. You can even add them to images and video. You can use them everywhere, but you still have to understand how they work. That's why I decided to make a story out of it, but also make it long enough so that you can take something out of it, right? Let's put UR, okay? UR, and then make it there, like just come over here and do that. This comes in here, then there, then there. Select the UR and then P on your keyboard. Just add a keyframe from the side. Again, let it come from the side. Move the keyframe a little bit there, and then again move it out. Right click, keyframe assistant, easy is. Click here, just select the entire, just enough to accommodate the letter we're going to type. Click here and then move it around. Go to the text animation here and then just type in capital D and just move it in place. Deselect everything and then alpha mat. If you want to reposition it, just reposition it like this. and we're going to animate the word. It comes from the side, so we just add a keyframe at that position, and then we move it just a little bit and then bring it back in position. See, it takes too long to move, right? So what we want to do, we're going to move those in position. Let's move this, just select all of them and move them in position just like that. Again, 1 2 3 4 5. Deselect everything and we're doing the final part. Just come over and type in EAMS, select it, move it in position, select this shape layer and make it bigger. Go to that shape layer and alpha matte. That position P, let's put a keyframe there and then bring it back a little bit to the beginning. We'll move it down. Let's move it down this time. So this one will come, strive for your, and then it's supposed to come earlier than this. Let's select both of them and then move them just slightly earlier. Your dreams, and let's imagine it stops there. Okay, you can hit N on your keyboard and you can review what you've done. So this is what we have now. This is all I had for you today. Go create, stay awesome, be amazing. Till next time, peace.